Hey everyone, it's Mr. Will. I'm back. I took a little bit of a hiatus on lessons, but here we are with an Elvis Costello favorite of mine. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? This is a great song in the key of G with a couple of twists. We had an A major chord in there. We've got these cool riffs that are happening and that cool little walk down as we lead into the chorus and they're dealing with the chorus. So let's dive into this. We're going to start with chords, then we're going to deal with some strumming options. I'll go through the progression for both the verse and the chorus, and then we're going to hop right into those riffs so you can nail that too. So there's an easy way and a more challenging way to play the song. Let's get into it. Ready? Cool. We're in the key of G, so we're playing a G chord. There's a couple ways I like playing G in this song. You can play just like the cards say with your third finger on the third fret of the first string. But I also like to play it with both fingers, my pinky finger and my third finger on strings 1 and 2 on the third fret. Now I'm going to turn down the gain here so that you can kind of hear that better. All right, now let's see here. Here, that's much better. So we have a regular G, and then we have our 2-finger G, which is going to help in the chorus. This sounds nice on the Loog since you only have 3 strings. Also, we're playing a C chord. You can look at your flashcards, you know what these chords are. There's a D. D can be tricky. I have a whole lesson on playing a D chord if you want to click the links in the description. We have an E minor. And then we have an A major as well. I love the sound of this chord in the G progression. It's called a major 2. It sounds really nice, especially as a leading chord in this song. So those are chords: G, C, D, E minor, and A major. We have a couple of variations of G, but I'll talk about that later when we go into the more difficult sections. So the whole song is straight eighth notes if you want to play it real simple. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And as you can see, as we get into the progression, we're going to be playing each chord once. 1. So that's a really simple way to play this song, especially the verse. Speaking of the verse, let's knock out the progression for this verse, shall we? Okay, so we're going to play this whole phrase 2 times through. The phrase goes like this. We're going to play a G to C, go back to G to C, then we have E minor, A major, then D to C. Notice that I'm doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and for each chord. And we're going to play that all again. G, C, G, C. Here's the change: E minor, A, D, C. And you've just played the entire verse and every verse of this song. So you're playing that cadence twice. Now we've moved into, they call it a refrain because it isn't really a chorus. Basically, this is cool folk songwriting mixed in with rock pop, and I love that about Elvis Costello. So he doesn't do a true chorus. He plays a lot more like a Woody Guthrie or a Bob Dylan style song where it's verse, refrain, some soloing, and we repeat. So that happens like this. So what I'm doing to give a little flavor is I'm playing a G with the 2 fingers. And instead of going to a D, I'm going to play what's called a G major 7, kind of augmented for the Loog, where I'm going to play like a D chord, but I'm not going to play my first finger. We're getting that kind of dissonant sound of an F sharp over the G, right? And then we're going to drop down to a G with an F. So this is kind of like a G7, which gets really twangy, but I like playing, again, this D on the... Get this cool chord sound. It's a neat inversion of a G7 chord instead of a G major 7. So we have G, G major 7, G7, to a C. Again, we're playing one bar of each chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. On the C, we're gonna go G, D, E minor. To an A, then we're gonna go G, D, and on E minor. And then there's this kind of, so there's your chorus. So I'm gonna go through the chorus one more time. We have G, G major 7, G7, C, G, D, E minor, A, G, D, E minor, D. Now we're back into the verse. Hey, let's talk about that cool riff that we can play at the beginning of this song. We're gonna go something like this. This riff is fun. I'm just going C, B, A, G. C, B, A, G. So I'm going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's a nice way to do it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So this works on your strumming and picking in time, in tempo. So there's your riff, and that happens 4 times as we intro the song and the break between the refrain and the verse, right? I do hope you like playing the Loog and you're enjoying listening to the Fender Stratocaster Loog mix. This is the Pro version, which is a little bit longer. I have a full review on this instrument. If you're interested, I'll leave a link in the descriptions. If you want that special code, take this down. WILLD10, WILLD10, Will D10 is going to get you 10% off your entire purchase. And of course, yes, it also gives me a bit of a kickback. And it's a thank you. I will say thank you for making a purchase because you're helping support this channel. I love doing these lessons for you all, and I'm so glad to be back. I was really busy over the holidays, and I'm super excited to be dropping into more lessons. I hope you had a great time. If you do, pause. Use the chapters in this YouTube video so that you can check out different sections, the chord, the strumming, the progressions, and this fancy riff for the opening. All right, guys, we'll see you next time with a new lesson.